PowerPoint provides two types of movements, that is, animations and transitions. In simple terms, when the movement happens on the slide itself, it is an animation. However, when the movement happens as a process of changing one slide to another, it is a transition. So we're going to talk about Morph today. And so what is Morph? Is it an animation or is it a transition? Morph is essentially a PowerPoint transition, but really speaking, it's a transition in name only, because rather than seeing one slide changing into another, the viewer only sees slide objects change from one state to another. So technically Morph is a transition, but visually it is more of an animation. We will have many more tutorials about Morph, but in this getting started tutorial, let us cover the bare basics so that we can build upon these basics in future tutorials. But make no mistake, the basics you will learn now are also very powerful and maybe all you need to express your ideas and deliver your message to your audience. Before we get started though, let us understand what we need to use the Morph transition. Let's go and look into our PowerPoint's Transitions tab. So let's get out of the slide, go to the Transitions tab on the ribbon, and you will see the Morph transition listed here, as you can see here. If you can't see it on your version, go and click the More button to the Transitions gallery and see if you can find the Morph transition there. Is there no Morph transition available in your Transitions tab? This feature is only available in PowerPoint 2019 and higher, and updated features are only available in PowerPoint 365 for Windows and Mac, the same versions that are part of Microsoft 365. So what do we have here? You see, we have a single slide presentation that's already saved. Saving it before you do anything else is very helpful because you don't have to worry about finding a save location or providing a name, when you're being creative. Just saving along the way is enough by using the Ctrl+S keyboard shortcut if you're using Windows or Command+S if you're on the Mac. Let's begin by drawing a small circle in the top left of a slide. So let's go to the Home tab and we have the Shapes gallery here. I'm going to choose the oval option, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press a shift key so that I can restrict the oval to be the same height and the same width. In other words, our oval is going to be a circle. So there you go, we have drawn a circle. Let's position it how we want. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the slide. You can select the slide in the slides pane here, right click and choose duplicate slide, or what you can also do is select the slide in the slides pane and press a Ctrl+D keyboard shortcut. Or if you're on a Mac, you'll similarly use Command+D and get the same result. Do you want to discover more keyboard shortcuts? Get a copy of our PowerPoint keyboard shortcuts and sequences ebook. I'll leave a link to the ebook page in the description area below if you're watching this video on YouTube. If you're watching this video embedded elsewhere, click on the video itself to reach the YouTube page. So getting back to our slide, notice that both the original and the duplicate slide are identical. We will now work on the second slide and move the circle rightwards. So how do we move it rightwards? I can randomly move it like this, or what I could do to make it move it on a straight line is press the shift key and then drag it to the location I want. There you go. What I also want to do is make this a little larger. So I'm just pressing the shift key to make sure that the circle remains a circle. Make it a little larger. And this is our slide 2, so let's go and name that. And we are done with this slide, the second slide. Now let's again go and make a copy of this slide. This time, rather than using the keyboard shortcut, I'm going to right click and choose the duplicate slide option. And we have slide 3 now. So let's go and name it as slide 3. Now what we're going to do now is move this circle downwards, and we're also going to make it a little smaller. We will duplicate slide 3 again and make a new slide called slide 4. And this time, we're going to take this circle and move it to the bottom left of the slide. You've already seen that I'm pressing the shift key when I'm dragging it. Why am I doing that? Because I want to move it in a straight line. The resultant morph transition will also show the circle moving in a straight line. There you go. So finally, we are going to duplicate this slide the last time and create slide number 5. This time what we're going to do is drag the circle to the top left. But we are also going to change the color of the circle. So I'm just going to go to the shape fill gallery and change the color to orange. So now let's save this presentation using the Ctrl+S keyboard shortcut. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go to slide sorter view. How do we go to slide sorter view? I can go to the taskbar and choose a slide sorter view icon that you can see here as my cursor moves over it, or I could also go to the view tab and choose slide sorter. This gives me thumbnail slides, previews of all the slides that I have in the presentation. I want to select all of them. So what I'm going to do is use a Ctrl+A keyboard shortcut. If you are using a Mac, you will use a similar Command+A keyboard shortcut. Now we access the Transitions tab of the ribbon, open up the Transitions gallery, and then we choose the Morph Transition effect. In the effects drop-down list that you see here, what we're going to do is we are going to see that there are 3 options available: objects, words, and characters. We will choose the objects option, which is anyhow selected by default. Later, we will upload similar tutorials on using the words and characters options. To be notified when newer videos are uploaded to this channel, click the subscribe button and don't forget to click the bell icon to be notified when a new video has been uploaded. Getting back to the morph transition, you can also set a transition duration. So with all of them still selected, I can just go and deselect the slides now, and now I don't have anything selected. If I can just go and choose one slide, and any changes I make will happen on this slide only. But since I want the same change to happen on all the 5 slides, I hit Ctrl+A. So I'm going to choose a transition duration here. In the transitions tab itself, I can go to the duration option here. By default it says 2 seconds, but I'm going to go and make it into 3 seconds. And I can also go and say apply to all if I had just selected one slide, but since I've selected all 5 of them, it's got 3 seconds for all of them. I can just go and say apply to all just for the sake of it, and you can see that the animation transition has been added to all slides. So now let's save our presentation and then go and play the presentations and test them. So let's go and start from slide number 1, and this is our slide number 1. I think let me go back and check. Yeah, we have everything in place. So this is slide number 1. Let's move to slide number 2. It doesn't look like the slide changed because it looked like an animation happening on the same slide. If I hadn't mentioned this is slide 2 over there, you wouldn't know that the slide changed. So that's the beauty of Morph. It's a transition that works like an animation. Slide number 3. Slide number 4. Notice it works on a straight lines in this, and I have not changed the size of the circle for slide number 4. And slide number 5, it's also going to graduate into changing the color. So did you have fun watching this tutorial? And I hope to see you again. Have an interesting day.
Explore more concepts at Indezine.com.
Indezine.
Make better presentations. Fast.